They'll get a message anyway to say that. Hopefully they'll get a message anyway to say I'm back online streaming. So we are streaming. Hopefully, see if there's anybody left. Right. Right, is there anybody out there? Is there any, Chloe, are you still there? There's nobody there. Okay. Maybe there is. Maybe there is, because I've got Chloe still there according to this, and Rianne as well, so Lindsay's gone off. Hey? Oh, well, I did say, as you said, I said I'd come back on. Ah, Rianne, thank you. At least somebody listened to maybe what I was saying earlier on when I said right, that should have made a difference.
I can't tell because your mouth's covered up most of the time.
Yeah, okay. Right, can you hear me now, Rianne? Thank you. Ba 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 da ba 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 ba. This is me singing. There you go. Thank you, Lindsay. I didn't see you on my list. Yeah, okay, I can hear you. Do you know, it's this, I'll show you this, and I use this as my, this is my crutch for, or apology every time I make a mistake. I don't know what I did wrong, but I seem to have turned this off. It's a real pain in the backside, to be honest. It's handy, but it's a pain in the backside nonetheless. So, I don't know whether or not Chloe is still back on, or if she's come back on. I guess I left it a bit vague, but I did say I'd run through quickly the streaming setup of the OBS software, but it's going to be I'm not going to be able to make changes. That's the thing that's sort of getting to me. I can't make changes on it because I'm using it. Anyway, let's give it a try anyway. Here is the OBS software that we're trying to sort out for people. Whoa, don't want that, do we? That makes me feel dizzy when it does that. North CPT, hi Howard, how are you today? I'm great, mate, thanks. Had a few queries. We've just done a Sims broadcast and we got to the end. Possibly one or two of our followers, they asked about the OBS software and how to set it up. So I was going to run through very quickly the different pages that we have on the OBS software, just so as I can show you what I do. If I do that wrong, that's the way I do it, I'm afraid. So that's the way it's got to be. We can download the OBS software reasonably easy because it's a free download. Just get rid of that screen, that'll do. Yeah, it's a free download, and it's quite easy to set up in as much as you sort of just click and then it's there set up. There's nothing fancy to do. Right, we'll start off then as you do with the settings menu. Once you've installed it, you'll have a blank screen with the settings menu coming up, and of course this is where you set the general language, and you give it the profile name if you want. You can also have a little notification area icon if you click this button, and when you minimize it to the notification bar. When I minimize this thing, it goes down onto the taskbar, and I'm quite happy with that because it means if anything goes wrong I can bring it up reasonably quickly. So that's that little bit. There's nothing else special on there. You can't really do anything wrong. Even if you do forget to put the profile name in, it doesn't matter. It's just to make life easier later on, perhaps. Encoding. Now, do I understand this? No, not really. I watched somebody on YouTube, and they suggested that I have encoder by 264 as the better one of the two, and also use CBR, whatever CBR stands for. I do not know. I don't think it tells you, but the maximum bit rate, the quality balance is sort of, it takes care of itself. The maximum bit rate that you transmit at, now this is quite an awkward thing to do, because you have to set that correctly. If you put that number too high, then you're going to have a lot of people on Twitch that are having jerky and staggered and a lot of lag on the stream that you do it. Because that's the bit rate that applies to your modem, your router. And the way we sort of find out the numbers, if you will, if we go to somewhere like, I don't know what they've got in America for this, but I just type in speed test. There we go, speedtest.net is the one where I go to. It uses Adobe Flash Player. Keep telling it to remember it, but it's like me now. It gets older, it does tend to be a bit senile and forget what you told it. Anyway, run a test on your internet, which we shall do now. Ba-da-ba-da-bam-bam. There we are, 27 millisecond ping. Download speed is currently at 70. Well, it should be about 70 anyway. But there are two other computers on the system as well, my missus and my son. Both streaming at the moment, not streaming, but playing games on this internet at the moment. Upload speed, which is maybe not as important, but it's still handy. And right, if we stop at that page, can I remember how to do this? Right, how typical is that? Let's open up another thing and go to the OBS. Open Broadcast Software, the index, right. Yeah, there is help files on here, which, this is the one I get. I get OBS, this one here. I don't have the studio because I find that too complicated for my use. We click on this one, download it, and there is a help file on here which tells you to do what to do with those numbers we've just got. I suspect it's the upload speed that we need to look at, and oh darn it, I've just closed the window. There we go. I've lost all that chat. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see in a moment. Yeah, he's live. Yeah, lost all the chat though. Never mind. I guess we get over it. So that can go over there. What's that one? That's just an extra one that's popped up. Okay, so the 2500 is in relationship to that speed test that I did, and I'm pretty sure that the maximum speed that you get, you round it down to the nearest figure. I did all the math, and I came up with some stupid numbers that didn't match anything I was being told. So first of all I set that at 3000, and it sort of worked, but a friend of mine moaned that he was getting a bit of breakup. He was in Carolina, I think, maybe that area, and he said that it just didn't work properly for him. So I reduced it down to 2500, and he hasn't complained since. Audio encoding, AAC. The other choices there is MP3, but AAC, I'm not sure what it stands for even, but that's the one I tend to use. 48 kilohertz is probably the normal one to use, the standard one, and of course bitrate 128 in stereo, because I can hear me talking to me. So really, if you, I don't know if it'll help, but if you took screenshots, if you wanted to repeat this exercise, I take screenshots, and if nothing else, I'll demonstrate this as well. If I take a screenshot, bump, there it is, screenshot taken. Oh, what did I do? Right, I'll cancel that because I don't want it to do that. Encoding is where we were. What I tend to do is go into Word. I just paste into Word. I've got two monitors, as you can see. Oh, that's okay. Didn't realise I had that one. But yeah, so take a screenshot of that particular screen, which I did print screen, and it should have. Paste it in there, and then you can see what's been going on. You can backtrack a bit. Just blow that up or cut it out using your trimmer tool, and that'll show you that screen. The next one is broadcast settings. This is the one that had me confused and stopped me broadcasting for a long time. Basically it's live stream. If you click on here, it shows you all the available different ones that OBS serves, from Cybergame, YouTube Gaming, Dailymotion, Good Game, Twitch, and all the rest of it. It's all there, the ones that it covers. So I selected Twitch, obviously. The next thing is to find the nearest server to you. Obviously mine's London, UK, although that's not particularly near, but there's the rest of the world basically. Everywhere there's a server, click on the one that's near to you. If you're in Australia, click on Sydney. If you're in Central America, then Dallas, for example, you can use that one, and so forth. You know which one serves you best. Right, this little line here is another one that had me really scratching my head for a long time, and this is the path stream key, which is on here. The way we get that stream key is we go to the internet again, bump. I shall open a new window. Open new window, thank you. And I'll bring it round, just like that. And on there we can go to Twitch, and in Twitch we can use this drop down menu here. It's a small arrow, you can see it there. That's the one, and we go to the dashboard, and in the dashboard we have this little list of headings here, and one of them is stream key. Well, if you click on that, it will tell you that the next click on here will show you the stream key that you can use. Now when you click on it, it will give you a box with some numbers and some letters and some more numbers, and it will be probably around 50 to 60 characters long. I've never counted it, that's just a guess. It'll be a long line of numbers, about that long as a guess. Copy that by using Control C, highlight it, Control C, like if that was it I'll be doing that, and then Control and C on the keyboard, which will record it. Okay, and then you come to this page and you paste it in there. Now what that is your secret password, or it's a generated password that identifies you as a streamer. Okay, so then we can auto reconnect. In other words, if there's a break, if there's a sparrow lands on your telephone line and cuts off everything for the 1,000,000 miles around, it'll reconnect, and it'll take about 10 seconds. It'll keep trying. So that was right. If you want to save a recording of your own broadcast, and to be honest, I do that when I first started. If I move that out of the way, you can see here this button. It says start recording. and when you click that, it actually saves a video. Now you can save the path for it. Well, I don't want it to go on C drive, because if ever my C drive crashes, I've lost it. So I have a second drive split into 4 partitions on the computer, and one of them is G, which I have a little folder called Twitch, and I've named another, in fact, oh dear, where's Twitch shortcut? There it is. There's my little path. It's my web stuff. It's got Twitch, it's got videos, and in its site has also got the latest. Well, once I start recording, I can't do that while I'm twitching, aren't I? So I can't do that. But yeah, once I start recording, it will actually show the video in that particular folder. So I'll close that one down. Okay, so that is recorded. So you can name it anything you want. Whenever I do a recording, I'll just open that up again. If ever I do a recording, it comes into here. In fact, if I just pop one in, bump, restore that, okay. That's what it'll look like. It comes as an MP4, and it's just sort of what I record, as I've called it there, now MP4. And if I was to do another one straight away, I don't know if I've got another one in there. Yeah, there's one. We'll just restore that, okay, as well. So this is a sort of thing you get. Bump. It's now MP4, which is the one I've just recorded now. And if I do another one straight after and I haven't deleted that, I end up with now 01 up to now 2,437,641, give and take a number or two. So yeah, that's whenever I've watched them and I've tested my sound and listened to the noise that it makes, I can then delete it and just have an empty folder. So that's that address there, file path, G Twitch or C Twitch, D Twitch, whatever you're using. Set up a little path for it, and then name your video that you want to save, anything you want. Okay, replay buffer length 1 second, whatever. I don't know what that was. I didn't set it up. It was like it originally. And estimated buffer memory usage, 4 gigabytes is basically what I've allocated to it to do. And I would think that that is plenty enough. And the replay buffer, that is just another storage area for the devices that you use. So that's basically live stream Twitch, pick your local server, put your stream key in there, and obviously your path if you want to do recordings in there. If you leave that as default, it will go into your documents, into Twitch, I think. So it's up to you. So video, whatever monitor size, if you right click on your desktop and go to screen resolution, there I've got 2 monitors, a smaller one and bigger one, but on this one you've got 920 by 1080. You can see that there. Those are the figures I use. Whether that's right or wrong to do, I don't know. When I broadcast in that, it tends to overflow the screen when you're doing the broadcast, and so you can downscale that by a small amount. It doesn't have to be particularly good or bad or indifferent to anything, but I just take it down to the next. If you look on your list of resolutions here, there's various ones. There's 1280, 720, etc., and all the way down, and basically just choose one of those to work on. In which case this is 1280, 720 as the downsize. Bilinear fastest, frames per second. You can make that whatever you like, remembering that the higher that frames per second, the slower that other people can watch it. It will become very laggy if you leave that number too high, and likewise if you leave it too low, it will be distorted in weird and wonderful ways. So leave that around about 30. Most computers now, most modern computers certainly, will have the ability to broadcast at 30 frames per second FPS. Disable aero, because that takes up a lot of memory, and it'll save embarrassment if it all starts going laggy because you've got this aero ticked. There we go on that one. Audio, this is Nightmare Alley. This is what I could never get right because it was just so different all the time. My audio desktop, if you go for default, that's going to put it through the speakers you normally listen to. The microphone, if you've got a decent microphone, it does make it easier, and if it's got its own software, it will appear in this list here. I use the Via HD Audio, which is built into the computer as part of the motherboard setup, and I don't have to play with that. I could leave that at default if I wanted to, but the fact it was actually mentioned there that I have this in the setup, then it does work better. When I worked on just the default like that, it worked, but it just wasn't the best quality. However, that would give me the best quality that's available on my computer anyway. Push to talk delay 200 milliseconds. I don't use that. I've got this really obnoxious switch, which I have showed you from time to time. It is mega obnoxious, but hey, it works, you know. I can stop talking to you or start talking to you at the flick of a switch. Desktop boost, that comes as default 1. If I wanted to change things, then I could, if it was very quiet while I was streaming and you couldn't hear what I was saying very well, and this would show up in the recording you're doing using the start recording, if you click on that, you can actually take that up a step at a time or so until you get the balance about right. Play with it, don't be shy. You're not going to break anything by just clicking the buttons up and down. And there's an auxiliary boost there as well, which is if you're using the auxiliary input on your computer, you can boost it the same way. While we're talking sound, don't forget that Microsoft, if you have a Microsoft Windows computer, you should still, no matter what version you've got, whether you've got Windows 95, 98, Windows, etc. and so forth, up to Windows 10, you should still be able to go in the control panel and you'll see your sound recording attributes. Playback, that's the speakers, that's the Via HD Audio that I was talking about in here. And also recording. Now don't be frightened of recording, because this one shows you the microphone they're using. And also, if you click on that, you'll see you can configure it. This is where you tell it about Peter prefers paper to a load of stuff like that to detect that it's actually listening to you. The one that people don't tend to use because it says horrible things like properties. If you click on that, you will see that, I'm not sure I should do this, but I'll do it anyway. If I click listen, I don't know whether or not that will make a difference. It is, it's echoing. It's like I've just put on an echo chamber and you can hear that through what I'm saying. So I'll stop listening and apply that as well. That's better. So back in the properties anyway, so there's listen. You can set it to listen. You can hear the quality of the sound that's coming through, and if there's a lot of crackles online, you maybe need to just come and listen to what you've got. And the way you can correct anything that's wrong with the listen is go to your levels. My microphone picks up at 100% of total available, but also I have a microphone boost because it's quite a way, as you can see from my mouth. Then I need to boost it just a little bit to give it that boost that we need. Very good afternoon to you, bad dog. No, not more than one. What did I walk into? I don't know. We've had fun. You missed a brilliant wedding earlier on, mate. Tell you what, Joanne, she met James 955 or 995, whichever we called him, and there was a lovely wedding. You'd have had tears running down the cheeks, mate. Anyway, back to what we were saying. This is the microphone settings. Once you set that, don't be worried about coming back in there time and time again just to get it right, because remember that when you go on Twitch, what people are listening to is your voice, commenting on the game. So you have to have what's coming out of the speakers as well as the microphone, and as long as you get that happy little media, then it'll be all right. Yes, you got married, mate. It was a lovely wedding as well. Oh dear, dear, dear. Hope I haven't lost it. There you go. Look, there's a picture of the wedding. That's beautiful, isn't it? Eh? I bet you got a tear welling up there now. I could sense it. Oh dear. I don't know what I've done. Help me, mother. Okay, there we go. Let's just go back. Yeah, it was a really nice do. As you can see there, it's everything was proper and nice, and I did get a lot of help off the followers to help set that up. It was nice. Yeah. There isn't tissue. Okay. Okay. Hotkeys. These are the next. These are the next things to look at. You can use your microphone. You can have a push to talk. I find that myself. I find it very inconvenient. I tried it, and it is just so inconvenient that it's unbelievable. You have push to talk on microphone, generally push to talk 2. Look down the list. As you can see, I've got none of these highlighted or set. But that doesn't mean to say that you can't play around, and you can't play around and just choose what you want to choose. Advanced. Why do people get very, very upset with the word advanced? Don't know why. So multi-threading optimizations, priority class, just go normal. And scene buffering, time 400 milliseconds. I think that's normal. I think that is default setting. You can put that up higher. I think some people have that as high as 700. Find out through your start recording this button and preview your stream, which is what it's on here. Find out what's best for you. If you see any glitches and bumps and lumps coming out in your, just lower it down a bit. As I say, it starts off about 700 as normal, and I've taken mine down to 400, and I seem to have nice smooth a video screen coming through. So that's I don't know, play with it. Video, very fast. There are several choices: ultra fast, super fast, very fast, faster, fast, medium, slow, and slower. It came as default as very fast, and I haven't touched it because I'm scared to. But it works, so why change it? If it ain't broken, try not to fix it. That's the answer. The encoding profile is just the main one. You can have high as a choice. I think it is high. Yeah, high as a choice. Play with it. I don't know what it does. I'd be stupid to say I did, because I don't. And this reiterates what we said on the second page. Use the CFR. I think it's the CFR encoding, or was it the first page? No, I don't want to change anything. Yes, CBR, sorry. Maybe it's different. So back in the advanced anyway. So basically just leave that as default setups, whatever they've set it at. Apart from the screen buffering, that's all you need to play with on that page. Quick sync decoder, again, I didn't change anything on there, nor do I think I've got the option to change anything on there. Browser, much the same again. You can go through those and look at the runtime, for example, and instance, and CSS, background color blue, templates. If you are a programmer and you understand this sort of language, which I don't, then that might mean something to you. If it doesn't mean anything to you, don't change it, leave it as it is. Microphone noise gate, that's pretty much self-explanatory. You can take it right up on both channels if you wish, but you end up messing with your controls, and you'll end up losing your audio or putting too much gain on, or too much of a threshold, so it won't work right. Again, this is after playing with your sound shortcut or your sound in Windows, it should be right there, and if it's right there, it'll be right here, so don't change anything. And just tick no again. Screen switcher, I haven't used this page. The only thing I did notice is that the it's got plugin is running, and I think what it is down here I can click on starting soon. I have to be careful now. Right, okay, CLR browser, we'll come back to that. Browser, can't remember where it was now, is it there? Right, CBR, it's not that one, browser. Screen switcher. Yeah, okay, CLR browser, probably here. I don't know, I'm talking waffling rubbish. But yeah, as long as it's running, I can change scenes over and over again. I'll just click cancel on there, and that's what happens when you click it. And that is through the scene changer there. I go to Minecraft. Ooh, that's me in Minecraft. Look, it's very dark. And we're back here on The Sims, which I'm using just for this demonstration. So, yeah, it's nice effect, that, isn't it? Doesn't that make you sick? Eh? You could throw up very easily after watching that. So that's the settings basically that you have to go through. It is complicated. It can be complicated, but it doesn't hurt to play around. I mean, it takes probably less than a minute to set it up. And as long as you keep making records of what you're doing in this particular Windows and this Windows, taking screenshots even, if you do broadcast settings, take a screenshot and paste it into a Word document if that's what you want to do. It's so easy to do. That's what you get. Bump. If you can have multiple screenshots, then move your cursor off the picture you just pasted is a good thing. And obviously you can go in there, you can crop that down so you can read it. I use a bit of different software. I use PaintShop Pro, actually, an old copy of PaintShop Pro, and I can use the trimming tool just to highlight like that and crop it down. That way I can zoom in and see everything pretty much close. That takes seconds to do, but you need to have that same software that I use to be able to do that. So I won't save anything there. I hope that's been helpful to somebody, and that it'll give you at least the strength to go on streaming, or at least the the power just to think, oh, I'll give this a go. Then it doesn't have to be as scary as what some people make it out to be. Who have got listening? We've got probably everybody who has been my followers for ages, apart from the one person who actually asked me to put it on there, which was Chloe. She must have gone off to do her own thing, I think. But more power to her. If that's what she's done, is she's got it to work on her own. That's so much better than relying on somebody else, I think. So there we go. Unless anybody would like to ask any questions or continue chatting, then I'm going to go, because I had a long one yesterday. It's been a long one today. Let's have a look at Howard Hall's Twitch. I'm on 2. Oh, no, I'm not. That's it. We have another one there, Twitch. And I'll just see if 98 followers. That's good. It's a good number. I like 98. Not as nice as 100. Oh, look. Let's just have a look. Now, I don't know how to put somebody else's stream on my channel, but we're having a look.
It's back again, good. Just keep me updated with the sound. Hopefully the picture quality is okay.
Oh, wow. I don't know if you can hear that, but that is some vast improvement
keep me
on
updated with everything.
on
The
what she
sound,
started
picture
off with.
quality.
So she's got it right. That's comforting to know.
But yeah, I've got a little book. I'll tell you guys now.
Okay then, folks, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon.
My little notepad where I do make a list of
yes, it was, and yourself, Bad
So if
Doggy.
you follow me,
Interesting
if you want
chatting.
to, you end up in my little book. If you don't want your name in my book, then do let me know.
Posting their name.
If I've already put your name in the book, I'll
Right,
just
okay, where do we type that in? The chat down
if I
below,
haven't,
is it?
I just won't put it in. Ruben, you said do a
I'll
challenge.
give it a
What kind
try.
of challenge would you want to see?
See you later, everybody. I
I've got
hope
a
you
little
can join me on
background
Wednesday
instead.
for Minecraft or Friday for The Sims,
It's a little
whichever it
legacy
is.
challenge. I'll
I'll just try to see what this does here.
Rules, I'm sticking to exact rules, but I will explain how I do it.
Put an 8 in there.
But do let me know, and we can maybe create a sim. If there's a challenge you want to do, create particular sims. Just let me know what you think. Yeah.
Oh, lost that. Never mind. I can do it there, can't I? Copy. Go back to my own thing and type her name in. Correct in the chat. Okay. And paste. And there we go. I should be hosting Chloe.
Because what I'm going to do
Bye for now.
might not be something you want. Reading the prison one. I'm not that sure
Right,
that
stop.
I know.